Good morning. Going live on TikTok here. They changed some things, so I'm scrambling a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm live on TikTok, live on YouTube, TikTok, WWBTC5. If you want to chat, if you just want to watch the screen here, better viewing experience on YouTube, but it is a members live stream on YouTube. So what it is, Jive Turkey. Where do we go from here? Good afternoon, Christian. Howdy, Will. What's up? Oh, life. Still processing everything, and crypto's not up. But it's all good. Yeah, is it going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event on tomorrow? No, you got to buy the rumor first. So, excuse me. Good day, Dogfish. Hello, Bitcoin, because FB. Don't want to swear on my live stream. Hello, Bull. Good morning, Elias. Good morning, Sam. I won't be able to go live super long today, a little less than an hour. So, but the news tomorrow. Yeah, there's the news, but I mean, this kind of reminds me of what, late August. We sold off into August because September. Oh, buy the news. Okay, yeah. September is gonna be so bad. It's gonna. Oh man, sell in September and go away. And then what happened? The sellers were exhausted because we sold into the fear of September being such a bad month. Could it be that that's what we're doing right now? You know, we're selling into the fear, or selling into the unexpected, and then seller exhaustion, we move higher from there. I don't think we're going to put in new lows on Bitcoin or Ethereum. I think September 1st was the bottom on both of those. So yeah, this is looking good. Maybe for once it won't be a buy the rumor. Yeah, it'll be a buy the event. Now, you know, I mean, there could be something like, I remember Liberation Day when Trump went up there and held those boards with all those tariffs and everything. I thought that was going to be, because we sold off into that. I thought that was going to be a buy the event scenario, and it wasn't. What happened? We had 5 more days, and then that was the bottom. I mean, that would kind of be the worst case scenario for me. 5 more days, bottom. But either way, I'm very bullish for October. So should we exit crypto now? No, if you exit on green days, don't exit on red days. That's a very basic thing. Exit when it hurts to sell because you're convinced it's going to go much higher. You don't exit on days like today. Alex is live. Yeah. GM Randy. From now on, I'm not going to go live on Mondays, but I'm going to go live on Tuesdays through Fridays. So do we see Solana 300 tomorrow? Probably not. Why would we see Solana at 300? I mean, I'm assuming you're just thinking we're going to pump super hard from here, and I just don't think that's what's going to happen. Like that tomorrow, instantly, it's going to be a mega green candle. GM Gus, TLE 6868, thanks for the follow. A lot of people expecting euphoria in October, November, but why would whales follow through if so many people expect it? Yeah, I mean, I like your mindset. The market, you've got to be respectful of the market. The market always zigs when you expect it to zag. I could see it being a scenario similar to 2021, where like what was everyone expecting? Everyone was expecting this big blow off top, Bitcoin going over $100,000. And everyone was expecting it to go into November, and that we'd have Altseason in December, and then we'd have Altseason in like January, February, but we peaked on November 10th. So there's a lot of ways that that the whales and the market makers can still screw with us while also things go higher. Some people say Friday the market dump. Your opinion? I would understand that if we weren't dumping already this week, but we're dumping already. So I would tend to think that Friday would be a good day, but like I said, it could take a few days after those rate cuts for things to work itself out. Hi-Fi is done. I never looked into it. Do you think Solnick is going to go to 75 cents as Ski does? Man, it's hard for me to picture that. Now, that doesn't mean I disagree with him. Ski has not had to shave his beard. That's all I'll say. So there's been times when we've deviated and I haven't been as bullish or I haven't been as like, hey, we're going to reach this level of euphoria as Ski. If we do reach a level of euphoria anywhere near 2021, then yeah, I could see Solnick getting to 75 million. There's different things in play than when he first said that. The big thing being just so many more meme coins. Like Solnick and HEEHEE existed before Pump.Fun was really a thing. I don't think even Solnick was created with Pump.Fun. He looks like a multimillionaire. We should follow his advice. Are you talking about me? I would not say I look like a multimillionaire. I would say I look just more like a normal dude. I am not a multimillionaire. I have been on paper a multimillionaire 2 times. But let me tell you something. There is anyone who from scratch makes their first million, they're most likely not going to keep it. So if the market confirms the rate cut and it opens the door for more cuts, should ignite the rally. We'll see. Cutting into weakness is a scary thing. It can be. So just keep that in mind. OVPP, do you like? I don't know what OVPP is. But I am down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. 10% of you, 5% of you are going to get that. OVPP, it's too new. Market's going much higher. In 10 days, it's pumped really hard. I don't know anything about it. Is it better to have a 25 or 50 basis point rate cut? There's arguments for both. A 50 would shock the system and the market would pump really quickly. But how long? For how long? Because if it's 50, that's a signal that they're scared. All right, it's not going to be 50. It's going to be 25. But if it was 50, that would be a sign like, oh no, the Federal Reserve's kind of panicking right now. And so I think smart money, after that initial pump, they'd exit much quicker than we would hope. So everybody says this year's the super cycle. I have not said that even close. Million, 1,000. I don't know if you're new to this channel. Everyone was saying that going into 2025, and I was here saying the economic environment will not favor a blow. The bull run, the golden bull run to end all bull runs. I think that the way that money flow is working right now, and the way that the business cycle is working right now, there's a lot of potential for at some point things to get really hot. I mean, if you look at the S&P 500, I know we're talking about crypto, not stocks. I can't show you this chart. TikTok won't be happy with me. But the S&P 500 just had a break over the last 4 days that, in my opinion, confirms that in the stock market, we're probably going to have something like a 1999 scenario where it was this irrational, made no sense, shouldn't have happened, blow off top. And then, where do we go from there after that? So foregone. You shorted, you short Uniswap, you long Uniswap, you shorted Uniswap at 9.3, wait for Bitcoin at 113. I'm not guaranteeing that Bitcoin is going down to $113,000. I said that would be kind of like, could we at some point tomorrow get down to 113? Sure. You want to stay in that short? I'd have a tight stop loss. I'd set a stop loss at like $9.35. Thank you for the super chat, Foregone. Will the market crash tomorrow? I don't know. All right. I know it's new and all. Gus, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but all right, flare this month. I think I looked at the flare chart and I liked it. You know, it looks all right. It just looks like it's kind of in a couple month long bull flag with a false breakout. I think the bottom a few days ago was lower than we're going. So, do you think mania will start? Yeah, I already mentioned. What does super cycle mean? It just means, we have our normal cycles where it's bear market bottom, things are depressing, it's over, crypto's never coming back, and then we have euphoria. So that's a normal cycle. What some people will try to convince you with this nonsense super cycle talk is that it's just going to be pure euphoria. We're going to reach this state of nirvana and it's going to go on forever. And I am sympathetic to that when it comes to Bitcoin, given we are in a much different environment with Bitcoin than we've ever been. But I think in that environment where Bitcoin would break the 4-year cycle, altcoins would just dump super hard and Bitcoin's dominance would rise, aside from the ones that have ETFs like Ethereum. So, all right. I think it's going to be 0.25. It's going to be 25 basis points. Market will crash a bit. This rate cut won't change anything. There's going to be volatility tomorrow, Paula, thanks for the follow. Are you still holding some Rismus? I'm waiting on this 9 to 10x coming. Yes, big truck. I'm holding it. And I know it's been frustrating for me. It got up above 10 million, but like we pumped too much too soon with Rismus. I'm still up very big from when I first bought. So would you hold 5K into 25 large to mid caps or 12,510 smaller cap bags? Right now it would be 5K into the large and mid caps. We selling news. Okay. You think there's a time where crypto is more stable like stocks, more stable, less predictable pattern? No. Bitcoin, yes. Maybe Ethereum, maybe XRP. But altcoins, it's a casino. So, no. Guess man. Nah. Most obvious bear trap. I hope you're right. Thoughts on MROX? When do you think it's a great time to buy? And what do you think it will do? Man, I have a lot of confidence in MROX. I'm always bummed when something I talked about it in my Telegram group. I'm bummed when it goes down. It went down from when I called it. But man, the amount of investment I've seen in this crypto, their 404, MPL 404 NFTs, all of it, man, I can't see it performing just like a regular meme coin from here. It's at 2.9 million. Could it go lower from here? It certainly could. But I think when the market turns around, that MROX is going to be really great. So, Matt, do I have a referral code for the Gemini card? Yeah, guys, I have a Gemini card that pays me 4% in Bitcoin for all of my gasoline purchases. It's amazing. And then 3% for restaurants, 2% for groceries. I spent $11 at Kroger today, and I got 2% back in Bitcoin on that $11. I mean, it's just been adding up. So let's see here. I know that I have a link on X here. Here we go. I am going to copy the link and post it in the chat on YouTube I'm not live on YouTube, but if you want to see that link, there it is on some other website. A lot of liquidations at 112. Okay, maybe we'll wick down to 112 or below. I don't know. Guero, thanks for the follow. What do you think of the triple witching event on Friday? We'll do the market. Man, first time I ever heard of triple witching, I was like, oh no, that's so scary. I don't know. And I just don't think about it. I don't think about it. It's nothing to me. It happens 4 times a year. It doesn't matter. So Bull, I may or may not be live on another platform. I don't want the man to shut me down on TikTok. But no, I'm not live on YouTube. I'm not live on World War Bitcoin, the channel World War Bitcoin on YouTube. No. All right. What support line for ETH? I suspect that the 20-day EMA is going to hold as support. We're right there. We'll see. I mean, after that, I guess 42.64. Let's see. You always keep it real on your lives. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I think most great solid top cryptos can see all-time high this cycle. Then it's over. Maybe sweep all-time high a little. I can see that. I mean, depending on the crypto, yeah, sure. Tau or ASI? Tau. After the super cycle, all money in XAUT or Bitcoin. What super cycle? I have 10K. What do you think I should do? 11 through 50. Not financial advice. I think you should buy cryptos ranked 11 through 50. Oh man, foregone. You really should just become a member of the channel if you're going to give me super chats. I mean, and you could ask me this on TikTok too. Where would I long uni? I don't know if I have. I mean, I do think this 100-day EMA is going to hold. So maybe right now, or whatever moving, that might be the 100-day moving average. Yeah. So maybe now, but you know what I would rather do is wait until tomorrow and then see if it could get to some like really interesting levels here. I don't think that it's going to go all that much lower. What made you talk about near now? I like the chart. That's really it. I've been waiting for near to get to above the 200-day moving average finally, and hopefully this time it's going to hold it. There's been a lot of false breakouts, but I think this can be the real deal. So I rate bull run only next year when everyone's confidence is broken. I might be on the same page with you a little bit, Kevin. Just given the flow of liquidity, given the business cycle, like it really does make sense. It's just hard for me to wrap my brain around this. It does make sense for 2026 to be a very bullish year, but maybe it would be like after everyone who has all of their hopes in 2025. So we rally in the fourth quarter like we always do, but it's cut short sooner than everyone's hoping. And so all those people who had all their hopes on 2025, all those influencers, they just throw in the towel. They're too exhausted. They sell all their crypto. We start 2026 with this mindset that it's going to be a bear market, and then everyone's waiting for Bitcoin to get to $50,000 or something like that, and it doesn't get close. And then we have our 1999. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. We'll see. I think markets pump tomorrow with everyone shorting, sell the news, then it dumps after. Buy the rumor usually takes a few days before. I mean, we'll see what tomorrow looks like. It doesn't look like it's shaping out that way. Oh, foregone. Where would you long uni? Yeah, there we go. Arrow's holding up strong. Arrow. Yeah, I saw it pump yesterday, and I was like, man, I'm tempted to short it, but I didn't, and now I'm kind of kicking myself. So, I mean, I like Arrow. I think it is holding up strong. I mean, big red candle today, 8.17%, but it pumped huge yesterday. I mean, all right, some concerns, bearish engulfing candle perhaps today. Zhao on X mentioned ETH has a lot of liquidation at 4,200. Who knows, man? I mean, we could go down to 4,200. It's not outside of the realm of possibility. Maybe one big scare. But again, very bullish for October. So WTF was that? I don't know. Dojal on Mars, nothing. Sorry, man. The wink. There's no such thing as other platforms. TikTok, YouTube is a myth. Fair value guy. I'm with you on that. AVAX and VeChain to possibly 5X in Q4. Possibly. I'm not holding. I have both of those. I'm not holding either of those for a 5X. I'll be out before then. What do you think about Litecoin and Filecoin? Filecoin's trash. Filecoin's way too highly inflationary. Sure, it can make X's. Sure, like everything else, whenever the time comes. But no, It's going to disappoint a lot of people. And then, but Litecoin is a pretty safe play right now. Very little risk to the downside. A lot of risk or a lot of reward to the upside. Nothing like 10x. Maybe a 3x. What do you think about Uni end of the year? Uniswap's chart looks really good. So I like Uni. Why 11 through 50? It has to do with, all right, Ethereum dominance has reached a local top. And we have seen already some of that rotation start, but it's mostly happening with 11 through 50. That's why. So with larger caps. What do I think of virtuals? It's in a downtrend. Eventually, I'm assuming it would hit an uptrend. 81 cents would be a fantastic entry. You think Altseason is close? I think yes, in one regard. So not full-blown Altseason, not 2021. But look at where Bitcoin dominance is. Bitcoin dominance is in a bear market, no doubt. Look at Ethereum dominance. Ethereum dominance is pumped. And now it's reversed, and a lot of these altcoins have started outperforming Ethereum, the larger cap ones. So I think we are going to see what comes next is that rotation to larger caps as Bitcoin moves higher, as Ethereum moves higher. I think at the end of it, a lot of you are not going to think it's the end, and I might not think it's the end, and some of you are going to look back with regrets. No, there's no doubt that a lot of you are going to look back with regrets because on the day of the peak, we're all going to be bullish. But what we're going to need to do is discipline ourselves that, let's say, a week after the peak, we're starting to see those signs of weakness, and we need to be honest, okay? Because there's going the masses, the herd, they are going to be like, oh, buy the dip, DCA, HODL. They're going to be, oh man, we've just gotten started, and no, I've seen this 3 times. I was a part of that. I did not think in November of 2021 that was the peak. But in March of 2024, I was on point. In December of 2024, I was even more on point. So what you going to do when they come for you? Sorry, all right, for those on TikTok, I can't keep up with the comments anymore. What do you say about virtual protocol? If you're a big reason, KB, that I can't keep up with the comments anymore because you're spamming, and I already answered your question. Bitcoin Cash and Quant, I think those are very reliable ones. Again, you're not getting major X's on Bitcoin Cash and Quant, but I want a safe and good coin to put my 10K to make it 20K. Somebody already asked me something like that. What's the safest? There's no such thing as a safe 100% return over a span of months. But my choice was VeChain. Do you like Pith Network? No. Tokenomics aren't great. New utility. I'm always skeptical of new utility. XRP. Someone asking about XRP. Listen, I have my screen that I can't share with you on TikTok. But what I can say is it looks like it's following along with my projection pretty well. I just think it's going to grind higher over the next couple months before at some point it's going to rip hard. And, it went a little higher. Got up to about 318 or so. That was a little higher than I projected. And now it's a little bit lower than I projected on the higher low. But structurally, it looks very bullish. So let's see. Is there a way to send a big tip with a thank you message directly to you? I don't know, man. I appreciate it. How about you send me a message after everything's done? And if you made money, you want to send me a tip, thanks. You could always do a super chat on YouTube, even though it's a member. Or, on that other platform, you look for the account World War Bitcoin. There's this other guy, very good-looking guy. Very good-looking guy, very handsome, looks exactly like me. All right, he is live on YouTube right now. And if you wanted to do a super chat on YouTube, you could, Okay. But I'm not holding you to that. The account is World War Bitcoin. Do I think 1224 was the top? No, I don't. And I already know it wasn't the top because the total altcoin market cap has broken through that all-time high. Epic Chain. How about some info? All right, I'm going to make another video update on Epic Chain, and I expect it to pump after my video update, not just because of me. Okay, read between the lines. Is there any plays for possibly 4 to 5x in Q4? Is that greedy? You're welcome, Matt. I don't. Man, it's hard. Yeah, 4 to 5x in Q4. 4 to 5x in general is greedy. I think you'll find if you were to buy 10 cryptos, and I would say outside of the top 50, right now your best returns are top 50. But outside of the top 50, let's say you were to buy 10 cryptos. I think, whatever. I think you'll get some 4 to 5x's there. But what are you going to do with that? Because it's going to go to zero eventually. DOT is not really bullish anymore, especially if we go below 405, right? Let me look at Polkadot. ETH target before bear market, somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000 is all I'm saying. So no, DOT looks fine. No, let me extend. So, it's been following along a trend line. Hopefully it holds the 200-day moving average. But I would actually say it could go as low as 380 and still be fine. ETH target before bear market. I already answered your question. Current thoughts on LimeWire. Don't touch it. It's dead. Could it come back? Could it have this big, suck you in liquidity pump, so you can be their exit liquidity, because they had a lot of vesting released in 2025, thinking that 2025 was going to be this epic bull run. You want to try to dance that dance? No, thank you. Not Dot. LimeWire is a scam. LimeWire was designed to take advantage of this, the golden bull of 2025, and they messed up. So has nothing to do with LimeWire from the aughts. They bought the rights to the name. They created a cryptocurrency. That's it. Ray, thank you for the follow. I think everything will crash on Wednesday after the rate cut announcement. I really don't know. Yeah, that's the question of the day, right? I just don't know. There's going to be a lot of volatility, no doubt. So what I would prefer, there's usually a fake out, could we have a little bit of dump, panic sell, and that literally would be like 30 minutes. And then, bags are packed. We pump after that. I'd be very skeptical of an instant pump after that announcement. The market knows exactly what is going to happen. And if the market knows exactly what is going to happen, and then that thing happens, whatever the market then does in the instant aftermath of that is all noise. It doesn't matter. What's going to come, whatever direction we're going to go in the ensuing days, the direction is most likely going to be up. That's what matters. And why do I say that? Again, just looking at the S&P 500, the writing is on the wall. We're going to have most likely an irrational, doesn't make sense, blow off top. And then we're going to crash really hard. How long is that going to take? It could take a year. It could take 18 months. But after that, I am convinced we are going to crash hard. Okay. Oh, okay, DT. I don't know, man. All due respect, Alex, could you please stop saying the names of other platforms on TikTok? No. I'm assuming you're joking. If you're not, that's dumb, but just mentioning those accounts by name flags your account. I mean, it seems like, okay, so you are being serious, and I do appreciate appreciate it. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's having much of an effect on me right now. I think the big thing was when I was sharing my screen and telling people, hey, go to this other platform. If we are crashing when you're selling early, I'm going to make the mistake of selling too early. Speak in code. I've been speaking in code. Listen, Ray, thank you for that. I would love to direct your attention to another account on YouTube where this really handsome guy is live right now. World War Bitcoin. And you should listen to him as much as you would listen to me. I'm hoping for a 4X. I hope you get 4X. You get banned if you say the names of other platforms. It happened to me once and I didn't get banned. DT, I really appreciate it. I don't have a solution for you in this moment, you know? When is early for selling month? Yeah, there's always the clarifying questions. Listen, it's the same thing. I've said this multiple times. Others, okay? Outside of the top 10, I want to look at the other chart on my screen here. Crypto's between 11 and 150. The others chart looks perfectly fine. But if you go back to November, December, the others chart went like this. It went like this. And then the moment it lost that, I waited. And I waited for a back test. It went like this. Boom, 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 boom. All the way up. Just almost vertical. Boom, 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 boom. And then it lost it. And then I waited for a back test of that. And then I sold. That's what I'm waiting for. It doesn't matter. You know, early, a lot of people are going to think that's early. In December, the amount of gaslighting and ridicule that I got for selling my crypto, it was insane. People, and then, I mean, man, I wish I sold more. That's what I mean by early. What's up, Alex? Basis for everyone has a 15x locked and loaded. Okay. Thank you, True Light. Do you think tomorrow will go up because everyone's expecting a drop? That's the question of the day. The question of the day. Question of the day. I don't know. I do think after all of that, all the noise, we will go up. I set a limit order for 80% of my AVAX bag at $30.98. It hit this morning. Good. I mean, didn't it go lower recently? Avalanche, it's down 29 to 29.81. Where am I? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I would have given you an entry at 28.50 or so. It's had 3 back tests of that level. Oh, you set the order in April. Wow. Wait a second. So that was to sell? I'm guessing that's a sell. All right, so you made money. Awesome. 18 months to go parabolic and back down. Listen, you know, stocks could be independent of crypto in that regard, Mandy. And you know, a year, 18 months, it could be. Or it could be shorter than that. So I'm not saying that crypto is going to go up for 18 months. It's going to be torture, even if we're going up. I mean, listen, most of you are still really despondent. You're in despair. But if we look at the others market cap, it's like, you know, if you've been holding this entire time, you're up. Your portfolio should be about double, unless you've been just messing around with different meme coins. Your portfolio should be less than double of what it was on April 7th in the bottom. So it could still, you know, I mean, we go up. There's always going to be volatility, always going to be people saying it's over. I'm not saying that crypto is going to go up nonstop for 18 months or a year. I'm open to a possibility where I'm just flat out wrong about, 2 to 3 months after the rate cut being the peak for altcoins. For Bitcoin, I don't think that's going to be the peak, whatever that it hits. So, yeah, sell order. Okay. Should I set limit sells in case of a dump tomorrow or ride it out? I would ride it out, not financial advice. Average cost was $19. Hey, you did it. You did it right. We waited a lot, man. I understand. You waited a lot. And you're waiting. What are you waiting for? I guess I'm not allowed to be able to pin. You might not be a mod on this channel. What are you waiting for? All right, now you're a mod. Thank you, Luxury Cigar Reviewer. You're waiting for all the suckers to come in, for Coinbase to be #1 app in the App Store, for people who haven't been paying attention to crypto all this time. You're waiting for them to come in and buy the peak so that you can dump on them. I am not any bit more innocent than you in that regard. Okay? If you're honest with yourself, that's what you're waiting for. And when I think about it, when that perspective, you and I, we don't deserve it. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to get it, but we don't deserve that. We don't deserve to turn all these suckers into losers. Anytime you make 100x, that's 100 people who lost the equivalent of your initial investment. So you want 100x. Okay, just think who's the loser on the other side of that. So it's much different than stocks. I guess no thoughts on GRT. This is my first time reading your live stream. How's there one live stream on another platform, but it's a different live stream? It's not different. All right, GRT. The graph is a highly inflationary crypto. The chart looks not so great. Maybe there's some hope here. It's trying to fight through the 200-day. Had a couple daily closes above it, but eventually there'll be an opportunity for the graph. But today is not that day. All right, JN, good job. We need FOMO to kick in. Yeah. Hey, Momo, I'm doing well. All right. Dogecoin and LCX. Oh, LimeWire pumped yesterday. Yeah. So here we go. Everything I told you. They're gonna try to get build up some excitement, so that you can be their exit liquidity. Cool, man. Dogecoin. By the way, Dogecoin. Someone's asking about Dogecoin. Man, this thing looks primed. I mean, listen, I've been patiently holding Dogecoin for a while. I bought it 16 cents. It got up to 30 cents last week. It's at 26 cents now. I haven't sold a dime. I don't know exactly when I'm going to start selling this. My Dogecoin bag, it's several $1,000s. Not in the 5-figure range, but the 4-figure range. I really think it's going to go beyond its 2024 peak. That's 48 cents. And who knows? Maybe Doge could get into price discovery, hit $1. I know some people are arguing for that, and they've made compelling arguments for it. But I'm very confidently holding Doge, expecting it to go higher from here. So LCX is very unpredictable. It just, man, it's just torture. I don't hold any LCX anymore. It's like, come on. It'll pump, it'll get you excited, and then it'll just kind of, blah, 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 LCX. Thank you, Transparent Collectibles. Thank you, Ray. Just joined. How long have you been live? I've been live for 40 minutes. And I am not going to be live all that much longer. Probably like 10 more minutes. Today's a very short day. I have something to do. I'm struggling to make a portfolio for Q4. I'm hoping for a 4X. I've got $5K to invest. Hello, AI Fabulous. What do you want to do? Do you want high risk, high reward? You could easily make a 4X. Or do you want rewards sooner rather than later? Guess, not financial advice. I'd say VeChain. What else? 11 through 50 coins. Chainlink. Maybe an ISO in there. Maybe like HBAR or Algorand. There's plenty of coins, but then, after, if you see those start to outperform the mid caps or the small caps, you sell, you rotate in the small caps. I'm a little wary of getting small caps at all. I'd rather just go for meme coins, because small caps, I wouldn't be surprised if after all of this, small caps just, some of them did nothing. There's so many options. But I have a lot of confidence that meme coins will do something. So guys, thank you for the gifts. I was so confused. Did you talk rate cuts? Man, I've talked rate cuts so many times. Yes, SDS rap sheet. Zabek, Zabek already did multiple X's from here. What are you expecting? Now it's just consolidating. Hopefully this is a reaccumulation and not distribution. It looks all right, but I don't intend on buying any of it. Which meme coin? Lots. Hello, Case. HEEHEE. I'm going to tell you guys. All right, I know I haven't talked about HEEHEE all that much lately. But I have been DCAing into HEEHEE lately because it's time. It's time to DCA into HEEHEE. That doesn't mean that tomorrow HEEHEE is going to pump, explode out of nowhere. HEEHEE, a Solana meme coin. I'm the face of it. But multiple X's. Solnik, Fat Cat. You definitely would want some larger ones in there. I'm very bullish on Pengu. And guys, pump.fun, do you call the pump token a meme coin? I don't know. I think you should. But what makes it different is that they make money hand over fist. And right now, they are doing things exactly what I would want them to do if I were an executive or something with pump.fun. I would be doing everything in my power to build up the chart. And they're doing that with buybacks and things like that. I'm not kidding. Pump.fun could get to $100 million. And that actually, $100 billion. And that actually makes sense to me. Because, it might actually be worth $100 billion how much money they make. It's just, if you look at profits and loss, it might actually be worth $100 billion. And I'm saying this I hate pump.fun. I wish I didn't create my meme coin. My meme coin was created in March of 2024 before anyone knew what pump.fun was. Did you mention Coinbase coin launch? Coinbase is making a coin? I didn't know that. Thank you, Chad. Ski was talking about 100x for Solnik. Yeah, he believes it. Thoughts on rumored-based token? I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry. What price do you think he will reach this cycle? All right, let me just say this. Devin's more bullish than I am. Most of you are more bullish than I am. If you're right and I'm wrong, $100 million market cap. It's at 1.2, 1.3 right now. If Devin's right, if Solnik, I compare Solnik in HEEHEE. If any of you are basketball fans, it doesn't matter if you are. Solnik is more like Tim Duncan, and HEEHEE is more like Shaquille O'Neal. Tim Duncan was Mr. Reliable his entire career, and then he retired. Still a very good basketball player, but he was just consistently great. Shaquille O'Neal had a higher peak. So Solnik, 75 million. I would think he would go to 100 million, but it would be a much quicker peak. But if it's more of a mindset of like this whatever we have for alts coming up is going to be somewhere between March of 2024 and May of 2021 in terms of excitement, I would say that he can 10x from here, and maybe more than that even. All right, thank you, DT. I'll check out the message. MROX could 10x from here. MROX reminds me a lot of Pengu, but at a $3 million market cap. I could see it. Yeah, MROX, MROCKS. That's another one that I think would do very well. Pengu 20x. That seems a little aggressive. Pengu's over $1 billion in market cap. It could happen. It depends on the level of euphoria we reach. It depends on a lot of things. But if we are closer to like a May of 2021 type of euphoria, I could definitely see Pengu 20xing. How do you feel about vet this bull market? I think it's a safe, among the safer plays. Please say something about XVM. I don't believe that XVM is going to do anything significant anymore. I think it had its run and it's over. And so I identified it as, once it got up to $60 million market cap, something like that, it showed some weakness. I exited pretty close to the top, and now I'm done. I wasn't promoting XVM or anything like that, but it had its run. Now I know that that Sage is saying, hey, September 18th or something, some date, something big's going to happen. That kind of reminds me of Dej. Degecoin. They had an announcement. It was really shady. September, whatever, X day, something huge is going to happen. And so, people are going to hold on to their coin. And then they launched this new coin, and Dej dumped immediately. It was terrible. So I'd be wary of that, Coach Ty is in the house. What's up, Coach Ty? I am down. Are you down with OVPP? I've never heard of it. No, somebody asked me during this live stream if I'm down with OVPP or if I like OVP. I've never heard of it. So I am down with OPP though. How do I make sure I choose the correct HEEHEE contract? If you type in on Dex Screener HEEHEE, it will be the first one that shows up. The contract address starts with 9DLUVB. You know me. All right, go look at OpenVPP. Okay, I will. As long as you make your profit at any coin and get out, the best way to go. Yeah, sure. I mean, guys, some of you just hold on for too long, man. It's like, those people who hyped up XVM. I bought into XVM at $2 million. It got up to $60 million. It wicked up to like 100 something. I don't count that. It got up to $60 million. That's a 30x. Did I get a 30x on my initial investment? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I took profits along the way. But like, there's people who bought and then were up huge and they didn't sell. It's like, what is wrong with you? Sorry for saying your name. I know you hate that. It's uncomfortable. Ondo is built using Pyth network. I'm not saying that Pyth it's a scam or anything. I just don't. That kind of information is not something that would get me excited about Pyth. GM from Ohio. Hello. What is HEEHEE symbol? HEEHEE. Yeah, it's a fox. Yeah, Woodford. GM boss from Ohio. Oh, yeah, I already read that. HNT NCT. Helium is a scam, but that doesn't mean it's, you can't make money off of it. I'm not in love with the chart. I'll get in this. Okay. Does he have Michael Jackson on the logo? Yeah, when I created it on Pump.Fun, I did not intend on doing anything with it. It was just like, oh, hey, there's this website. Nobody knew about Pump.Fun at the time. There's this website. You can create a meme coin. Hey, bucket list. And so I looked through my computer. I saw this picture of Michael Jackson. And so that's when you trade it on Jupiter, Michael Jackson will show up. They can't, and it's immutable. It can't be changed. All right. Thank you, Adomas. Kita. I have heard of Kita. Avantis. I don't know what that is. Let me find a good Kita chart. I can't find a good Kita chart. All right, here's one. All right, it looks all right. Thank you, Bubba Disco. Much love, man. So Kita looks all right. It looks like, rising floor. Again, I don't know anything about it. So sure, you want to get in some Kita. It's really, it's very new, so I'm not really able to give much thoughts on it. And same for Giza. Is this a meme coin? What's the tokenomics? If it's a meme coin, I'm assuming it has good tokenomics. Looks similar, rising floor. It's kind of, could you say it's in a downtrend? You could say it's in a downtrend, but I tend to think that this is actually going to hold. So forming a higher low here. Seems like a good entry. I have round trip twice now, hoping not repeat a third time. I hope so too. All right. When do you plan on selling your XRP? Maybe I'll start selling around $5. Do you hold any AOs? No, I'm done. I'm done with AI for this cycle. With older AI for this cycle. Newer AI, I'm still messing around with. But AOs, no. We got our 100x. Yeah, when is break-even season? I think soon. All right, guys. I'm sorry to say, I have to be done. So it's a shorter live stream than normal, but I will be back. Tomorrow, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. I'll be back. So have a good one. See you next time.